What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Pippi's Point of View. I'm your favorite host, your favorite R&B historian, your favorite music critic, Peppy. And I just wanted to stop by and just upload a video. I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I just finished my website. I'm looking forward to that. For those of you who don't know, I have a consulting company, Heinz Feet Consulting, and I am pretty much merging all of the things together that I do. So that's what I've been pretty much busy working on, and I'm going to actually leave the link in the description box for you guys to just go over to the website and kind of check it out, and see what I'm all about, so on and so forth. Actually, I'm in the office right now, and I'm going to try to upload this video and record it while I'm in the office. So if you hear background noise, people talking, or if you can hear the air conditioner on, or if you can maybe hear me moving around in my chair, some papers, it's because I'm in the office. So, it's just been kind of busy and I wanted to get things done. I tried to do Anita Baker's video. I wasn't able to do that, having a couple of glitches, so on and so forth. So what I decided to do, and what it looks like I am able to do, is do a little bit of a reintroducing myself, or reintroduction of myself. And so the title of this video is called My Musical Roots, A Journey Through Sound, Soul, and Storytelling. So let's just get right into it, shall we? All right. And again, like I said, thank you guys so much for your support. Let me get right to it. Growing up, Friday and Saturday nights in our home weren't just the start of the weekend. They were a celebration. My mother and stepfather would invite friends and family over to play Pacino, filling the house with laughter, shouting, and the unmistakable rhythm of old and new music pouring from the stereo. I would stand next to my mother watching as she placed her money in cups and laid chips on the board. Pacino, four corners, center, five in a row. The shouts rang out over the music, and I was right there soaking it all in. It was through these nights that I discovered the music that I will eventually fall in love with. I fell in love with the soulful sounds of Freddie Jackson's Rock Me Tonight, Melissa Morgan's Do Me Baby, Luther Vandross's It's Over Now, and David Ruffin's Walk Away from Love. My parents were known to play full albums by Johnny Taylor, ZZ Hill, and the incomparable Betty Wright. Betty became my favorite, not only for her high register vocals, but also for the wisdom she shared about love and life. Thanks to her, the blues felt like home. Whether I was outside playing with my siblings and cousins or peeking into the living room from the stairs, music was always present. And when my mother called out, "It's time to go to bed," or told us to hit the door, her way of telling us to come inside, we knew better than to test her patience. Though one day, we did just that. We literally hit the door and ran back outside. Let's just say, lesson learned. One night while getting ready for bed, I turned on the TV and saw Patti LaBelle, Dionne Warwick, and Gladys Knight performing together. I wanted to tell my mother she was a huge Patti fan, but I didn't dare interrupt her doing Pacino. That performance stuck with me. The show was Sisters in the Name of Love, and the opening song, Love is a Spirit, but I always thought the song was Everything He Touches is a Song, deeply moved me. That night, I realized there was true camaraderie in the music industry, and I wanted in. Not long after, the Pointer Sisters caught my eye. If Patty, Dionne, and Gladys taught me about unity, June, Ruth, and Anita showed me that music could be pure fun. Their video for I'm So Excited sealed the deal. Music was my path. While my mother played blues and R&B, my grandmother filled her mornings with top 40 in country. Reba McEntire, Randy Travis, and Kenny Rogers. I remember being mesmerized by Christopher Cross's selling. By the time I discovered MTV and BET, I noticed music programming changed after midnight, shifting to slow jams that had me glued to the TV and the radio. I became a Friday night regular watching Donnie Simpson on BET's Video Soul, waiting for the top 20 countdown. And at just 12, I could tell you not only the artist and title of any song, but also who wrote it, produced it, and where it ranked on the charts. By 18, I had built a respectable music collection. My mother saw my passion and made me the occasional DJ at her weekend gatherings. I had the latest records in pop, blues, and R&B, and the music gods were just getting started. The first record I bought was Angela Winbush's The Real Thing. I remember reading the liner notes and being blown away. She had written, produced, arranged, and composed every song. At 13, I thought, this woman is a genius. I even imagined her singing lead and background vocals at the same time. I know, right? That's how naive I was. From that moment on, every album I bought became a learning experience. I studied the lyrics, the structure, the credits, anything I could absorb. That's when I stopped just admiring singers and started respecting the creators behind the music. My musical heroes expanded to include songwriters and producers like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, LA and Babyface, Teddy Riley, and of course, Angela Winbush. Others like Barry J. Eastman, Paul Lawrence, Michael J. Powell, and Narada Michael Walden, and Tina Marie became inspirations too. I even started making my own mixtapes, recording songs from the radio onto blank cassettes. Yes, guys, y'all remember we used to do that? One night I played a song I had just recorded for my mother. She smiled and said, "Baby, that's a gospel song." It was You Brought the Sunshine by the Clark Sisters. I didn't hear Jesus anywhere in the lyrics, but I was hooked. And I had discovered Twinkie Clark, a powerhouse musician, writer, and producer. And over the years, music evolved, and so did I. Some of my favorite artists faded from the spotlight as new acts emerged. I began to see the industry for what it was, beautiful but often unfair. Artists like Phyllis Hyman were honest about the challenges they faced, even as they stood on the brink of major success. Still, we can honor their legacies through platforms like VH1's Unsung and countless YouTube tributes. I'm grateful I grew up when I did. Today, whenever I hear a young person excited about a new song, I smile and say, that's actually a remake. The original came out in 19. Yeah, that's right. The look on their faces is priceless. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's me reintroducing myself to you guys. And as I said before, for those of you who are unaware, I have just launched my website, Heinz Feet Consulting. I talked to you guys more about exactly how that came about. What some of you don't know is that I actually uh, this was not what I was intending to do, YouTube or social media. Actually, I had started my company actually in 2020. Of course, I started it because I decided not to return back to my job with all that was going on, in 2020 or in 2019. And, I took that opportunity to start my business. I wrote a book. So I am an author. I wrote a children's book. And as I said, I ventured off to doing that. And then things started to kind of, twist and turn, stop, you know, take off, then it kind of went sideways, so on and so forth. So here I am, just pretty much getting to the place where now I feel like I'm bringing everything full circle. So when I tell you there's a method to my madness, actually there is, and I am so excited for you guys to be, going on this journey with me. So again, you can hit the link below. Highsweet.com is how you get to my website. And as I said, that's going to be pretty much the place where everything kind of lands, if you will. And you can see, you don't have to always just click on all of these different social media accounts like Instagram and Facebook and so on and so forth. So if you're looking for a place to just really, kind of get the fullness of me, you can find it there. But I do understand, the need to increase the numbers and subscribers and so on and so forth on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So please do so. I appreciate that as well. I don't think there's anything else much to say with this particular video other than thank you. And if you made it to this point, hey, leave a comment.
Excuse me, students and staff. Can you Can Jasmine Reynolds please come to the office for checkout? Jasmine Reynolds to the office for checkout. And may I also see Kamara Lamar and Joyce Bonner in the office?
So you see, we made it. So I better, that's my cue. I better stop. But anyway, it is what it is. As I said, I'm in the office today. So having said all of that, and I don't know, I might cut it off. Then again, I might just keep it on. But yeah, so remember, hit the like button, subscribe button, the share button. Remember to put your behind where your heart desires to be. And whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, baby, remember I love you, but God loves you best. Take care of yourselves out there. I look forward to seeing you next video. And until then, you should know what to do, man. Now, take care of you. All right.